ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ನೂತನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟಿ ವಿನಯ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರು ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞಾ ವಿಧಿ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದರು. ನಗರದ ಜೆಪಿ ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇದೇ ವೇಳೆ ನ್ಯಾಕ್ನ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲಯಸನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್ ಅವರು ಬರೆದಿರುವ ಅನ್ಶಾಕಲ್ಡ್ ಹೆಸರಿನ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. ಇದೇ ವೇಳೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನದ ಆರಂಭದ ದಿನಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಸಂಪರ್ಕಾಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದ ವೇಳೆ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಸ್ವಾರಸ್ಯಕರ ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ಚಿತ್ರಿಸಿದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಇದಲ್ಲದೆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ವಿಕಸನ ವಿಚಾರಧಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. ಇನ್ನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ PRCI ಮಾಜಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ MB ಜಯರಾಮ್, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಗೀತಾ ಶಂಕರ್ ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಗಣ್ಯರು ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದರು.
My journey started in 1998. Now it is 2026. I just wanted to emulate him in every step. Wherever he has gone, I have been associated with PRCI, KPCL for the last almost now 26-30 years. One thing I learned from Jairam sir is, of course, brand building, that basic aura of image organization, everything is there. What I learned from him is crisis management. I just want to relive one anecdote in my book. It's my first assignment was Chamarajanagar. I was in charge of 9 districts. In those days, around 2000, SM Krishna was the chief minister. Forget about that, even politicians, no minister wanted to go step in there. The moment they stepped in a week, they used to lose their job. SM Krishna didn't want to step there, chief secretary didn't want to step there. The power situation, Veerappan's menace was extent that the situation was getting worse. There was no power in Karnataka, drought situation. Then what about Chamarajanagar? It's one of the most drought-prone districts in the state. And then managing director of MESCOM, he is now, of course, the additional chief secretary. He gave me a job. The first assignment was crisis management in Chamarajanagar. How to handle the farmers. There's no power. You go deal with any engineer, they will bash them up. They really hit them up. So nobody wanted to take this assignment. I took this assignment. I went there. I was in the rank of executive engineer. I went there. I was so shocked when I went to the local office. The executive engineer of Chamarajanagar, who is equal to the rank of a deputy commissioner, was locked up in this office cabin by the farmers. It was like a mantra. Every weekend around Friday night they lock him up. Monday morning they'll release him. The reason is he should not go to his house in Mysore. Because they are suffering, he has to also suffer. That was the issue. Now I went to his office. His name was Puttaswamy. He was around 58 years. Nearing his retirement, rather 59. He was in his half knickers. He was in his banyan. He was in his cabin, in an office in Government of Karnataka. And he was surrounded by around 50 farmers. Around him, he was not. They were, in such a way that every week it was a routine. So much so that they had become friends, like a Stockholm syndrome. They had developed love for each other. They were asking about what happened to your son's studies, what happened to your wife, why she was not well. They were supplying food, coffee, tea, 3 times in a day. So you were more or less used to it. When I went there, he was shocked to see a senior officer from headquarters to assess the power situation. Then I told, what is this? I spoke to the people there, convinced them, leave him. We have come to, solve your problem. So Puttaswamy dressed up. I took him to the DC's office. The DC's office in Chamarajanagar, you should remember, is one of the, no officer dared to go there from other districts. The deputy commissioner at that time was Chandrasekharaya, if I remember. Then we went in our MESCOM car. On the way, there was an attender also riding his scooter, TVS 50 those days. Behind him, it happened in front of my eyes. Behind him, the DC's car was going. That man was an old man. He was an attender and he was deaf. He was not able to hear the honking of the car. That was the only problem. He didn't leave the way for the DC to go to his office, and he was delayed for hardly 3 minutes. What happened was DC took this incident to heart. He went back to his seat. He was very hot-headed. He summoned the departmental head. Who is that attender? Attender was summoned inside his cabin. By the time I went, the fight between the DC and the attender was on peak. He was shouting at the attender. Attender was crying. In front of me it happened. The moment I went in, somebody told him, MESCOM yaro obru bandidare. DC stood up. Oh, Bandidara. Immediately he called around 6 to 7 MLAs of the district. I think there was one MLA called Benki Mahadev. People was very afraid of addressing this gentleman. And now I think the existing minister Mahadeva also was an MLA those days. All 6 to 7 MLAs were summoned. DC had suspended the tender. Now you tell me there was no power at hand. How to resolve this power issue in the Chamarajanagar? I had to, the moment they saw my face, all of them were around 50 plus. I was around 25 plus. ಏನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಹುಡುಗನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಮ MD ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. Sir, all you wanted is transformers. It is my promise. I will make sure around 50 to 100 transformers are allocated to your region. In spite of my thing, ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ I'll make sure I'll speak to somebody in KPTC and get it done. In a way around 10 to 15 minutes, I was able to convince them. This art of convincing people, and see, there's a difference between KPC and MESCOM. Karnataka Power Corporation doesn't go with the consumer directly. As far as public distribution companies concerned, we deal with this, consumers directly. That is where you need to have a crisis management. This I learned from sir. Around 19 to 21 stories is based on such more anecdotes, especially my day-to-day life in my work, whatever in MESCOM, as a journalist in Indian Express also. And I choose to go in PR, taking MB Jairam sir's routine, style of dictum, etc. From a very cozy job in Indian Express, I moved on to government job. So I just wanted to thank everything for today, what I have been, where I'll be there tomorrow, maybe in another higher post also. It is only because of this. I interned under him. It is around 26 years of experience. I just wanted to thank him for everything, and thank you also.